Roll casting is really important when you're learning how to single spay cast with your trout rod. Basically, a roll cast is a spay cast, except our D loop during a roll cast doesn't provide as much load because the D shape is sitting right off to my side. This exercise, however, will really help you work on establishing your anchor point on the water as well as making your forward stroke. So let's take you through the roll cast. Starting with a line and rod tip very low to the water surface. Most important thing about a roll cast is setting it up. Take your time, lift the rod slowly, hesitate, wait for the current to pull the fly line downriver. The fly line, the direction that it's pointing in, is telling me where my forward stroke needs to go. Forward stroke is executed by pulling the rod in a downward motion, stopping the rod tip in an angle of about 10 o'clock to form a tight loop. One more time, lifting the rod up, reel comes up to eye level, good reference point. Notice the reel is off to the side of my body. The reel is not out in front. We don't want to make a roll cast by pushing the rod forward. We want to start our roll cast with the rod further off to the side. The further back I lift my arm to roll cast, the more distance I'm going to get. Fly line's anchored on the surface of the water. Notice the direction that the fly reel travels in as I make my forward stroke. Simply pull the reel downward, stopping the rod tip at a 10 o'clock angle, forms a nice tight loop, makes a really great roll cast. During a roll cast, it's extremely important that the rod tip travels a 180-degree line. Use the fly line laying on the water surface to indicate the direction that the rod tip must travel in. Notice the fly line pointing at the target and the rod tip following that straight direction. A common problem when we're roll casting is that the fly line doesn't land on the surface of the water when we make our forward stroke. Here's a very common problem I see with roll casters. Lifting the rod up too high, coming forward before the fly line ever has a chance to land on the water surface. One more time, this is a very bad roll cast. Fly line needs to be anchored on the surface. Besides that problem, one more common problem I see with roll casters, lifting the rod up and pushing the reel forward to the target and dropping the rod tip at 9 o'clock. All this does is cause the rod tip to travel in a big curve forward. That curve definitely doesn't transfer energy as if we were to pull the rod handle down in an angle. You can see how much tighter the loop is and how much more line speed is generated. One of the most common problems that a caster will face when making a roll cast is that the rod tip travels in a curve on the forward stroke instead of a straight line. This curve does not transfer energy very well. The result is the fly line piles up on the water surface instead of turning over the leader. All right, due to our limited back cast room, I'm just going to do a little roll casting. Bring it back up with the snap tee. Back out in the water. Just going to bump and feed some fly line. So we can't get one of these fish to come on top. There he is. All right, there we go. There was one. Getting me behind those rocks. All right. Get him right up here. All right. Here he comes. Nice little rainbow. Nice. All right, back him right out here. There we go. He doesn't want to come in yet. Still got some fight in him. Wet my hand so I don't pull the slide foot off when I grab him. Grab that fly eye watching for the top bug. Took that little caddis-emerger right on the surface. Beautiful rainbow. Beautiful, beautiful rainbow. That fly right out. That's what we came here for. For that gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Just release him right back in the water. There he goes. Excellent.